Zoom by Sekinah Temitope Lawal, who is the immediate past chairperson of Nigerian Women Journalists NAWOJ Lagos chapter, and currently the National Secretary Network of Reproductive Health Journalists of Nigeria. Good morning, Ma. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Good morning.
We appreciate
It's
your
a pleasure
presence here
being
this
here.
morning. Okay, we are looking at political representation of women within the confines of gender equality. It is believed that we are not having enough women at the peak of affairs in politics or in leadership positions. Take, for instance, the ministers that were just sworn in are 45 in number, and only 8 of them are women in Nigeria in particular. That's about 18 point something percent representation, which is still far from the 35% affirmative action. Now, let me ask you for starters, what is gender equality within the context of political representation, and why does it matter for Africa?
Thanks so much. Gender equality is that situation where whether we are women, whether we are men, we should all have that easy access to opportunity and resources, irrespective of our gender. That is what it should be. And this is important because as women, we will be able to voice the voice of the voiceless in the society. If we have enough women representatives in parliament and other arms of government, we will all agree with me, and research has shown that women will be in that position to fight more for the rights of other women and be able to fight more for things that affect women generally, that affect the home, that affect healthcare, education, and all those things that are so vital in the society. And that is why when we have gender equality in representation, and where equality is not enough, there should be equity. Yes, there should be equity. Because of the peculiar situation we found ourselves in this climb, we are a patriarchal society. So that is why there should be equity. For instance, the 35% affirmation we are talking about, we need, though we've not gotten there yet, we even need more of that. Yes, there can be equality when we have maybe in a particular party, you have maybe just 2 or 3 women out of like 15 executive members of that party. So when it comes to voting rights, when it comes to achieving certain things, in that situation, we can be rest assured that there can be equality. So gender equality is, apart from being a human rights issue, is a very important thing that every society must take very seriously in order for us to really achieve that society where things really work well. Yes, where things really go as it should. Because we know that women are given this innate ability to be able to multitask. That has been given to us by God Almighty. So you can function effectively as a mother, as a wife, as an educator, an organizer, in many facets of life. So if we also put this into our political mainstreaming, definitely is going to help a great deal in developing the society, in getting all the best of things for the women folk, for our youths, and the society will be better for it at the end of the day. Our men folk will also enjoy the situation. We can bet you, because it's an updating. That strength, there is also the angle of spirituality that women usually brings in. So, despite the fact that we are a patriarchal society, we have so many stereotypes, trying to put women in a particular position, trying to discriminate against women. All these will not augur well for society. Yes.
Okay,
allowing women to have that rightful position will be a win-win situation for everybody.
Taking it up from where you stopped, allowing women, who are those to allow women? Is it not a laid-back position when women say they should allow us rather than taking the power? Should women be waiting for the chance through maybe political appointments, or women should be moving towards taking the power?
Definitely, that should be the longer aim. But as it is right now, I pointed this out that equality might not be enough until we put that equity in place. As it is now, there is no level playing ground. And that is why we are still talking about 35% affirmation, giving women more slots and all those. It's because as it is now, there is no level playing ground. Remember I mentioned the fact that in a particular, setup, let's say party politicking, for instance, probably it's only the women leader they reserve for a woman. So in such situation, there is no equality whatsoever. So, but going forward, what we should be doing, of course, is not just asking for certain appointments. Women can do it. A lot of women have done this in the past. We have so many examples, good examples to show. That is why we are clamoring for catching them young now. Going forward, of course, it shouldn't be business as usual any longer. We let our young ones know that you prepare yourself for this leadership position. Of course, we have a lot of women that are already prepared for the leadership position as it is. We cannot say that, for instance, if we want to have a minister 36 or 40 something, nothing stops us from having 20 women. We have qualified. As a matter of fact, more than enough qualified. So it's not as if we are just asking that they should just serve us, the power of the appointments or the position just like that. Many qualified women are out there. Those who are, but we know that a lot of work still needs to be done. And that's why for most of the women groups that we belong to, and the mentoring activities we are doing for the young ones is to let them know that they really have to take what belongs to them, their rights. And if they don't know their rights, of course, they won't be able to ask for it. They shouldn't be put back or laid back by so many, traditional norms and those stereotypes that says women belong to the kitchen, women belong to the other room. No, that should not be. We should let our girl child, let them be whatever they want to be. We give them the necessary mentorship, the necessary, leadership training, those qualities that they need. Of course, there should be people that will be serving as guiding lights. Those who have been there, those who have seen the challenges and how those challenges can be surmounted. They should be mentors to those who are coming up. But the situation now, as it is, that equality is not there.
Okay, thank you. I like the fact that
time of the meeting that are placed in the middle or late in the night, that you expect women to be there, certain things need to be corrected. Yes, if we talk in terms of population, of course, we know that if we want to put population, let's say, for instance, today, as women groups, as women networks, we decide that we are going to form another party. It's achievable and we can do it. It's just a matter of determination. We just need to catch them young. We need to educate them. We need to create the necessary awareness. Let people know that this is our right and we must fight for our
right. Let me cut in
during
there.
Elections, you find
apologies,
women.
Apologies, ma'am. Can I cut in there? Hello, ma'am. Okay, let me cut in there at that point of party administration and elections. What you find in most cases is that women rather prefer to opt for some other posts apart from the chairmanship post of most parties. They want to be the secretaries, they want to be the treasurers. Now, is there any law in party organization and constitution that says women should not really go for the top shot? I don't know why, because most of the times they feel comfortable, going for other, what do I say now, not so competitive posts. And by that, they are kind of limiting their chances. Do we have any law in party constitution that says, no, you can't go for presidency at any level?
Of course, nothing of such. Nothing of such. But what I can tell you is the fact that some of these stereotypes that we are talking about has really eaten deep into the people. We have some biases that are self-imposed. Nothing says that you cannot go for chairmanship of a particular, setup or the secretaryship. Even the secretaryship, most of the time, you have those around there playing the politics of women are not cut out for this. I mentioned them putting meetings maybe in the dead of the night or something. These are subtle ways of edging women out. Of course, there is no law that says you cannot aspire to be this. All we need to do is just to get our minds, get rid of all those biases, all those stereotypes that have, it's been inculcated from, since when we're young. Women are supposed to be, respectful, homely, you stay indoor, it's only boys that should go out. So all these things over time have formed our, orientations, our thinking. So all these things need to be strategically, we need to disorientate our women from some of these things. Of course, it is a whole lot of work to be done, but it's not as if there are rules that restrict anybody. But those patriarchal nature of our society and those subtle actions and inactions, whether in a party setup, even in organizational setup or what's not, that usually try to, differentiate people from a particular position. The onus is on us to really, speak up, continue to let people know that it is our right to hold any position in as much as we are qualified, educationally, in terms of intellect, whatever it takes, we give it. And that is the thing in women. Ready, always willing to sacrifice all the time. So why should we be sidelined in anything? The onus is on us to really, in whatever situation we find ourselves, we let them know that whatever a man can do, a woman can even do it.
The orientation of women that's been unfavorable towards women being assertive and putting themselves out there when it comes to political matters and wanting to take power. How have women groups and even organizations, how are women groups trying to redirect the interest of women away from things that seem to be a distraction? Because when you talk to some women, the interest in politics or current affairs is not there. But women are seem to be more interested in things like Telemundo and some other things that take their attention. Now, in a personal experience, when you go out there to sample opinion of people on matters, you want to talk to women out there, you want to interview them. But a lot of females decline to be interviewed. So what are the women groups? What are women organizations doing to redirect the interest of women, particularly young women, towards politics and current affairs?
Yeah, a lot of work is ongoing. Yeah, but like I said, we still have a long way to go. I've also experienced that. We've seen cases where women, when it's time for interviews, you put out certain questions and you will be amazed at the responses. And that is why we are saying mentorship is very key. Mentorship is very key. And that is why we are also doing a lot of work with our youths. We are doing a lot of work with our women groups. And that is why we are seeing some of these changes, little changes that we observe now. That is why we are observing them. Since the 1995 Beijing conference, it's been like a landmark, issue in terms of women rights globally. And since then, many women organizations have been out there to ensure that women actually know their rights. I talked about personal development. Getting educated is very key. Very, very key. You can't give what you don't have. It's not possible. So for you to be able to contribute meaningfully, you must have gotten it up there. And that's why we always tell people, you need to read widely. Some of these things we've been doing with them. There shouldn't be any question that anybody will pose to you that you should have answers to them, whether in terms of education, in the field of healthcare, in politics, finance, you should be. But if you are not up to date yourself, you wouldn't be able to provide any solution to this thing. That is why in most of the engagements we've been having with a lot of women groups, we've always been making this a vocal point for them to know that, no, power is not served. You just have to. And you need to prove to people that you are capable of doing this thing. It's very key. A lot of women organizations are doing that. Female lawyers, female journalists, those in the banking industry.
When women come together,
we are encouraging a lot of professionals to come.
All right, thank you. When women come
encouraging
together,
a lot of women professionals to also be actively involved.
All right.
Those of you who think you are, professionals, you have the knowledge, we are not there. You leave the table for those who do not have the knowledge. So what do you get? Okay. That's the situation we found out.
Okay, let me ask you this. I've heard women say, I don't have female friends, or as in a woman telling me, almost all my friends are male. And when you ask her why, women backbite, or women in our context, women do women, or, and this seems to align with what Idahosa said earlier, that women are the enemy of women. Now, should this be the case, in a climate where women don't believe in the other women around them, why is the talk of equality domiciled among men not giving you chances? What kind of conversation should you be having when women come together to promote this intergender harmony? Because that is lacking, and a house that is divided against itself cannot stand. That's what the good book says. So what kind of conversation should women be having to promote harmony? Because women don't seem to be in harmony with themselves.
Yeah, thanks so much. We've also been working in that aspect. If you notice, in the past few years, there is a bit of changes, positive changes, because we've been clamoring for this, support among ourselves. Truly, it used to be like that. Women would be the one, criticizing other women. You will be the one bringing out all manners of it. She's not married, she's this, she's that, things that are mundane, that will not really impact on what that person has got to offer. We've been doing a lot to really, make people change their perspective in this regard. Yeah, we used to say it, women we are an old enemy, blah, blah, blah. But I can tell you, things are changing. Of course, that is the gossip thing. I wouldn't say it's a natural thing. It's just a personal thing to some people, because not all women do that. And we have a lot of women groups now, For some time, what we focus on mostly is on ensuring, trying to educate ourselves on the need to have that one voice, on the need to give all the necessary support. I mentioned the issue of population. When we talk of population, we have that edge over our menfolk. It's only that we've not been utilizing the opportunity we have. But a lot of work is going on the ground, put in terms of, seminars, conferences, to really create that awareness and let the people and let women know that the best we can do for ourselves is to support ourselves. Yes, there is nothing we are going to gain by criticizing ourselves. When you have a woman contesting for a particular position, that it will be other women that will now be against her. We are doing a lot of work in that. I know, I'm aware of that. Most women professional organizations are doing this. And I'm sure moving forward, it won't be business as usual, because we are not stopping. It's a work in progress to ensure that we change a lot of negative orientation, negative stereotypes, and all those things that women are boxed at the corner that have been impeding progress in many ways. Yeah.
And form an all-women party. But to do that, there will be lots of funds required for this. So what plans or what strategy can women employ to ensure the economic empowerment of women and the funding of women in politics?
Yeah, funding has been a big challenge, serious challenge. And that is why we are also looking at it from policy angle. I talked about not having a level playing ground. For instance, if you are to take a form for a particular position and you ask people to come and pay 25 million, 50 million, 15 million, 10 million, for what? Is it not for us to serve the people? Is it not for us to serve our community? Why should we have situations like that? If we are truly out to serve the people, why should we have situations like that? And that is why we say we are also going to take the legal angle. We have to go the policy way. Government has a role to play this. But as women groups, there can be crowds, fund sourcing. Of course, we know financing is a big challenge. Apart from the stereotypes, apart from lack of education, lack of mentorship, and those other challenges, fund is a critical one. But I can bet you, when there's a will, there's always a way. As women, if we want to have something done, we know how we go about it. There is no problem that is insurmountable. Everything is figureoutable.
I believe
we have known that funding is a challenge. We'll walk way around it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take a lighter note now. On a lighter note, when you started the conversation, you made one clarification. You said gender equality is not women's thing alone. That is both male and female. And I noted that. And you also said that there can't be equality without equity. And so, within that particular context, women expect almost every time to be taken out by men. At what point are we changing that stereotype? That yes, on the basis of equity, you women begin to take us out. And if we start from there, maybe we can begin to talk about broader terms of gender equality and equity. After all, gender refers to male and female by your definition. At what point do we get to that level? When I can be taken out by Blessing, or by Ola, or by Bumi, and some of the women around us. Let's start from there.
My brother, it might not be really pronounced, but that is happening.
Are you muted, man? I can't hear you.
Almost every day. Yeah.
Okay.
You said what?
Okay, no, I can hear you now. Go on.
A lot of women do take men out.
I don't see that often.
Many women take, yeah, it's happening. It's happening. It's not new. We are not boxed down by this reasoning that this role is mainly cut out for men. No, whichever way it comes, you can play the role. What stops me from asking a man out? Yeah, there's no rules. It's just this societal, orientation that has bogged us down for so long. There's no rule that says this particular role, even for mundane home chores. Who says the boys should not cook in the kitchen? Who says the boys should not bathe his younger ones? We are the ones that cut out all these rules. These are not, casting stones. So until we start changing some of these orientation, if, for instance, my husband's work will generate us $1 million in a month, and my own work will generate us 5M in a month, who says we cannot swap roles? So fine, if I should stay at home and, do the house chores and do the cookings, then we make do with $1 million. But if we swap roles, we can have ×5 of that, and we still have all the household chores done, the cooking done, without anybody blinking an eye, and life goes on, and we are all happy for it. That's how it should be, even in politics. They should let women be. We have a lot of things to contribute, my brother.
All right, thank you.
So many roles we've been, so they should leave the stage for us and let us move ourselves. Thank you.
All right, in ensuring that we are able to come to that stage of power, we also need the participation and cooperation of men. For some women, they would love to get into politics, but they have not been able to secure the permission of their spouse. So how do we get the cooperation of men to have this happen? Because it's not just about politics. In other spheres of life, when women want to be leaders, securing men to come on board, getting their buy-in into women leadership. How do women come about that?
Of course, definitely, this is not something we can do alone. Of course, we need the support and cooperation of our men. And there is this program that we call Men Engaged. In that particular program, Men Engaged, the idea is to let people know that it should be a matter of positive masculinity. It should not be a matter of, I'm the man here, ego all the time. We also usually, appeal to men, quote unquote, to know that they have daughters, around them. Apart from wives, they also have mothers, they have aunts, who are their own blood. And I'm sure they wouldn't want those people's talent to be buried somewhere. They will want them to excel. They will want them to contribute positively to the development of the society. What we always tell them is that, come, this situation, it will be for the generality, for the good of the community in general. Everybody will enjoy the situation at the end of the day. Apart from, allowing God-given talent, the skills, the intellect, and everything that God has given such women, allowing it to, just get wasted somewhere without being utilized for the good of the society. So we realize the fact that we need to co-opt our men folk, and this we've been doing. It's not something we can achieve on our own. They need to support us. When they see the benefits, when they see the numerous advantages this will bring to the society, definitely they will all give their, full support.
Thank you.
It's only, if you don't know what you stand to benefit in a particular area, you might not really value it.
All right.
But it's an ongoing process.
Thank you very much. I can tell you for free that I don't need too much co-opting to cooperate with the blessing to take me out. No, I can see the benefits clearly. Yes, you just said if we see the benefits. I can see the benefits. The also can see the benefits. You and all the men, they can see the benefits. So it's your word. We allow you. Thank you very much. Sekinah Temitope Lawal, who is the past chairperson of Nigerian Women of Journalists. It's been fun talking to you. I knew what to expect. I didn't have less of what I expected. God bless you.